So, welcome back. This is the 16th segment of Making Sense for 7 Minutes, which is a summer-long series, Monday through Friday, where we are surveying in bite-sized pieces our historical narrative as recorded in the Bible. And, as always, asking the immeasurably relevant question, so what? As we examine history's first case study of relational breakdowns, as recorded for us in the 3rd chapter of Genesis, verses 8 through 12, we discover there a pattern which we then realize is universal and has come down through all of history into our own day and into our own personal relationships. If there is a breakdown in your relationship with God, there will be a breakdown in your relationship with yourself, because you cannot know, much less successfully experience, who you were created to be and live life as it was intended to be lived outside of a working relationship with the one who created you. Then, if there's a breakdown in your relationship with yourself, there will be a breakdown in your relationship with others, because who you understand yourself to be determines how you relate to the people around you. So, if your understanding of yourself is out of whack, then naturally the way others is going to be out of whack. Out of whack being a diagnosis by 7 out of 10 mental health care professionals. Also, how are you supposed to know the proper way to relate to those around you, except from the inside by the one who created both of you? But if your divine receptor is on the fritz, then you lose your relational bearings. And if the other person's divine receptor is on the fritz, then this relationship that the two of you have it's just going to be like a couple of bumper cars going down the road. On the fritz, by the way, is a diagnostic designation preferred by 7 out of 10 mental health care professionals. It is extremely important that we understand this pattern so that we can recognize it in our own relationships, and when and if and definitely where it needs to have corrections made, we can correct accordingly. Now, from a very basic and practical standpoint, it often looks something like this. You have a married couple with children. Now, one day, unbeknownst to him, she has had the worst day since labor and delivery. He comes in and he says, "You won't believe what a crappy day this has been." At which point she explodes. And his response is that he explodes. There has been a breakdown in relationships. Now, to what extent has he contributed to it? He is coming in with an understanding of himself that is all consumed with what's going on with him and is not at all tuned in to what might be going on with his wife. So, when she is not only unsympathetic but reactive, he reacts as well. His problem is that he's not paying attention to what it is the Lord is telling him he is supposed to be in his relationship with his wife. He is to love and serve her as Jesus loves and serves. He's to lay aside his life and pour himself into her life. So he backs up, lets the Lord straighten out his thinking and his understanding, and he can then come back to his wife. Now, suppose that she has gone through the same process. Then they're both in a position to communicate and listen to each other and reconcile. Get a room and shut the door. Thanks, y'all.